I can't believe we have to say this, but I think that it's literally psychotic behavior, all you know who you are, who are saying that Sofia Richie is not black. Like, y'all know who her dad is, y'all know she's black, y'all just want to gatekeep being black.
Hey, Shalom. Shalom, brothers. This is Brother Ahawad of GMS Toronto, coming back with another one. And this should be embarrassing to so-called black people. But the reason why it's not is because they're the most confused people on planet Earth. Now, this is Hosea chapter 4, verse 6, and it reads, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge," right? And you could tell by the conversations that we have about the so-called black men and black women that they're destroyed, right? So you have this, I don't know what that young lady is, right? She claims to be black as well. I don't know who her father is. I don't know who her mother is, right? But she's right. You cannot gatekeep quote unquote blackness because black is not an ancestral line, right? The only way you can gatekeep black is if there's a man by the name of Black. If your last name is Black, then yes, you could be like, hey, I come from the line of Black. That's it, if you understand what I'm saying. But that has nothing to do with who you are, right? We all go back to we all go back to Shem, Ham, or Japhet, right? Out of those three men, every human being on the planet Earth today can trace their line. Every human being today, whether you call yourself so-called black, which your ancestral line through your father, right? Through your father, your ancestral line through your father, right? Which is patrilineal. You can be traced back to Shem. Then you have the so-called Caucasians, right? They're quote unquote white. Guess who they trace their patrilineal line back to? Also through Shem. Also through Shem, right? We are more closely aligned to the Caucasian than any other people on the planet. But because you so-called blacks don't know your history, you get caught up in color coding. There is no such thing as a black man, just like there's no such thing as a yellow man, right? There's no such thing as a red man, right? The true red man, or the person that was born without pigmentation, so his blood was showing forth through his skin, was Esau. It goes all the way back to Esau. And you modern day white people, you are descended from Esau, which makes you Edomites, right? You are of the lineage, the patrial lineage of Esau. That's who you are. You're Edomites. That's your line. All right?
I can't believe we have to say this, but I think that it's literally psychotic behavior, all you know who you are, who are saying that Sofia Richie is not black.
Exactly. Of course it's psychotic because guess what? We can look at her father and tell who her line goes back to, right? This is the confusion of what blackness does. When you call yourself black, this is the confusion that it's going to bring. But guess what? This is a part of the curses as well. We're looking at her father. We know her father is a so-called black man. Because his daughter came out lighter skinned, they're going to claim that she is not black. But that just shows you our people don't know how ancestral lineage works. They don't know how it works. They look at a dark-skinned person and they're like, yeah, you must be black. But that's why the rest of Africa don't go by your knowledge, right? People in Nigeria don't call themselves black, right? People in Kenya don't call themselves black. They call themselves after their tribes, right? You can't go to a Somali and be like, hey, are you black? He's going to be like, what do you mean? He's going to be like, no, I'm Somalian. I'm from this tribe. I'm from that tribe. The only people that don't have history are you so-called black people? Because the only thing that you claim is slavery. You claim slavery as your history because you don't know your ancestral line patrilineally. You don't know who your father's father is. But that's why we're here, right? All you niggas do every day, you go on social media, you talk shit, you don't know anything about the truth, right? You claim that the Bible is about fairy tales when the Bible literally outlines the ancestry of all people, of all humans. Everyone who's on the face of the earth today, their ancestral line is right there in that book, letting you know who they are.
Like, y'all know who her dad is. Y'all know she's black. Y'all just want to gatekeep being black.
Exactly. They black people think that they think that this is a Dave Chappelle skit. You know, in the Dave Chappelle skit when they're like, oh, we, the black delegation, we like to trade Michael Jackson and we'll take President Clinton. Oh, President Clinton was the first black president. The only reason why you say that is because you don't know the history of America, right? President Clinton, you claimed him to be black because of his actions, right? So to be black means to be degenerate, which I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000%. That's why the term black was put upon you. Dim, with void of light, right? Dark, sinister. Everything negative in the book, you retards have taken that on as your characteristics when you are literally the children of the light. When literally you're supposed to be holy people, meaning separate. When you're supposed to be righteous people, righteous through the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. But you want to claim this black shit. You want to claim this black identity when there is no identity for blackness other than ignorance, other than void of light. That's why I just read the scripture. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, right? Our people are destroyed. Now, this is Isaiah chapter 25, verse 7, and it reads, and he will destroy in this mountain, right? What does this mountain represent? This rulership, the face of the covering cast over all people, meaning that all people are confused as to who they are. And I can't say all people, because there's a lot of people on this earth that know how to trace their lineage patrilineally, right? Like the Somalians. The Somalians know how to trace their lineage patrilineally, right? Going back to their father's father, right? Meaning that they trace the Y chromosome, right? When you trace that Y chromosome that's within men, you're able to trace your father's line, right? Your family jewels. Where's your family jewels? Who carries the family jewels? The men, right? That's your nut sacks. That's your balls, right? That's your sperm. You women don't have that. You receive seed, right? You receive the seed. The seed doesn't come from you. The seed lives through you. Yes, are you very important through the process of pregnancy? Oh my gosh, of course you are. You women are beautiful. Like without you, like we couldn't do anything. So we are grateful for you women. But the line of a nation comes through the men. Now this is Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 3. For thus said the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, right? So you women do a very important job, right? You carry the baby for 9-10 months, right? To bear them, and concerning the fathers that begat them. Right? How does a man begat them? Because he's the one that carries the seed. He's the one that impregnates the woman. He's the one that begat them, right? He shoots that life inside of the woman through his rod, okay?
been getting a lot of comments like this, and I want to respond. I'm speaking on this because I do have experience, as I am half black, half white, just like.
Exactly, right? And I don't know if this is true or not. I'm not commenting on her. I'm commenting on Lionel Richie's daughter, right? I guess he has another daughter. I remember he had another daughter, Nicole Richie, I think. That's another black woman, right? It's not about skin. It's not about skin. It is really and truly not about skin. It's about who your father is. It's about your father's line. So if this young lady is telling the truth and her father is a black man, then she is a so-called black woman. If her mother is black and her father is white, then she is not black at all. At all. She is a complete white woman. All right? Now this is Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees, right? Let's get that word. Pedigree, right? It says the record of descent, okay? Number 2, the record of ancestry, okay? Good. So now we know what we're talking about. Declared their ancestry, right? Your ancestral line, after their families, right? By the house of their fathers. What does that mean? Patrilineally, right? Through that Y, not the MT, right? The MT, the matro. How do you pronounce that? That term? The MT DNA. You have the Y DNA, and then you have the mitochondrial, I think, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, right? Which is by the house of your mother. This is not, we don't do that in Hebrew law, in Israelite customs, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upwards by their polls. So it's by the house of their fathers. That's why, according to like when we do salute, right? My name is a Howard, right? So it would be a Howard Bun, which Bun means son of, right? So son of my father, right? And then Bun, which is son of Bunyamyan, right? Which is Benjamin, right? Because I'm from the house of Benjamin, so son of Benjamin, right? And I can continue to go on and on and on. Bun Jacob, right? Yasharallah, Bun Isaac, right? Bun Abraham, Bun Shem, right? So it's through the father's line. It's not through the mother's line. Okay? Because when the Lord was speaking to Abraham, did he tell Abraham's wife that the royal line was going to come through her? No. He said that it was going to be Abraham.
Sophia Richie, and yeah, that literally just further proves my point that y'all want to gatekeep being black to people who are only 100% black. If you're half black, you're half black. That is.
No, there's no such thing as half black either, right? This young lady, she's questioning the narrative of black and white, which she has all right to, because the black and white narrative confuses everybody. It's not just Caucasians who are confused. You so-called blacks are more confused, right? Because a lot of times these Caucasians are stealing your ancestry because they have stolen your lands. They have stolen your land, right? A lot of you so-called blacks, you are actually original to Europe, right? A lot of you are trying to search your ancestry that goes back to Africa. Some of you, were you in Africa? Yes. Yes. Some of you were in Africa, right? A lot of you were in America, right? You are you are native. A lot of you are native to the land of America. Is that where you sprouted out of? No. All you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, You go all the way back to the Middle East, right? To Israel. That's where you're from. You're from the Middle East. That's where your passage started. The whole world's passage started there, over there in the Middle East, right? That's where the Garden of Eden is, right? The Garden of Eden is should be around Lebanon. Okay, so that's where we all started. The whole earth, the quote unquote motherland is not Africa. Now, this is Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all, right? I don't know where you people got this whole Mother Africa narrative, but guess what? That is not the mother of us all. No, that is not the Fertile Crescent. Sorry. Okay. And that is not the beginning of mankind. That is not the beginning of mankind. That is not the place of the Garden of Eden. I'm sorry, it is not. It is not. It's not, right? It's Jerusalem. All right?
Anything, you're still black. Sophia Richie's dad is a black man. Therefore, she's black.
Exactly. That I agree with. Exactly. Right? Her dad is black, which makes her black. But if her mom was black and her dad was white, she would not be so-called black. She would be of the lineage of Esau. She would be an Edomite. She would be of the line, her ancestral line, patrilineally, she would be an Edomite. Okay? But because she is of the house of Ritchie, right? Which if you know anything about that last name, right? It just means son of Richard, right? And when you go into that name, let's go into that name. Let's find the name Ritchie. It says the name Ritchie has multiple origins and meanings, including surname. The diminutive of the name Richard, exactly, which is of early medieval and Scottish origins. Why did it say medieval? Why? Why is it trying to be distinct about the time, right? Because during that time, you so-called blacks were ruling Europe, especially England. You were ruling Scotland. Okay? So it says, and Scottish origins. The name Richard is a Germanic name. As soon as you hear that, you know that it's our people as well. The Germanic tribes, right? The barbarians, right? When you're going into the Gauls, the Vikings and all of that, right? Hold on 1 second. So this is the Germanic peoples from Wikipedia, were tribal groups who lived in Northern Europe, right? Where's Northern Europe? Baltic Sea, Northern Europe, blah, 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 blah. Geography. Northern Europe might be defined roughly, include some or all of the following areas: British Isles, Fennoscandia, the Peninsula of Jutland, the Baltic, Greenland, Kingdom of Denmark, okay? Which, if you know anything about Greenland, it's actually a very cold place. Denmark owns it, right? So those are places that we used to rule. We used to rule those places. Let's go back. It says in classical antiquity and early Middle Ages, meaning that you Caucasians were in the caves at that time. You Caucasians weren't ruling. You weren't ruling. You were in the caves, right? It wasn't the time of the Renaissance. You never came back into rulership until the time of the Renaissance. And from the Renaissance until now, you have been in rulership. But before the Renaissance, you were in the caves. That's why you're known as Caucasians. You're a cave dweller, right? And you never dwelt there because you wanted to go there. That was a prison for you, right? Because you were a damn thief. And you committed a whole bunch of wicked acts as well, like bestiality. You were disgusting. You were vile. You were filthy. You had diseases, right? And that's why when you started to come up out of the caves, diseases spread throughout the world, right? Started with the Black Death, right? Pneumonic and bubonic plague started with you Caucasians. It was not rats, was not rodents. You know how we know? Because you brought that same plague over here to the so-called Native Americans, man. Right? The Aboriginals of Canada, the Aboriginals of America, right? The Aboriginals of South America, right? You killed them with a bunch of diseases as well. Okay? It says in modern scholarship, they typically included not only the Roman era Germani, who lived in both Germania, right? Because you had Germania Major, Germany Minor, Major and Minor, and parts of the Roman Empire, right? So we ruled Rome as well, okay? But also all Germanic speaking peoples from this era, irrespective of where they live, most notably the Goths. The Goths, right? Another term, ancient German. If they were talking about the Germans, why wouldn't they just say the Germans? Why did you have to say the ancient Germans? Because the people who were living in Germany, right, at that time, the people who were ruling Germany at that time were you so-called black people. You're the ancient Germans. That's who you are. We ruled all of Europe while the Caucasians were in caves or while they were working on our lands, right? Because we employed some of you. Some of you we could work with, and we employed you. And guess what we did with your women? You guess, right? Okay, Scandinavia, blah, 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 blah. What is now Moldova and Ukraine? Yeah, that's where we're from. Okay, let's go back. Hold on. So back to the name Richie, Germanic name made up of the words Rick, meaning power, right? And hard, meaning brave or strong. Richie is also an altered form of the German name Richer, the name that originated in medieval England. So if it originated there, that means who created it, you so-called black people. Where it was often given to people of great valor and leadership. The name is derived from the words brave and ruler, okay? In modern times, Richie is still used as a first name, and that's all I know, right? Right? I have a cousin named Richie, right? I have a cousin named Richie right now, and the most only black people that I know named Richie, okay? It says the noun Richie is derived from the adjective rich and the suffix Y. The earliest known use of the noun is from 1954. Americanized form, blah, 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 blah. All right, whatever. See, this is the Americanized. See, they try to switch it up now. This is you Caucasians getting a hold of it. Let's go back to the video.
That is genetics. Yay, that is the end. I didn't comment on race or ethnicity.
Hold on.
Therefore, she's black. That is genetics. Yay, that is...
Yeah, but these so-called black people are ignorant. They don't understand genetics. Black people are some of the dumbest people on planet Earth, right? And when I say black, I mean you people who claim to be black. I'm not talking about you people that know that you're Israelites, right? You people that know your patrilineal lineage, because then you're smart. But if you're still claiming to be black, I don't care if you have 100 degrees. I don't care if you've been to college for 10,000 years. I don't care what you've done with your life. I don't care if you're a goddamn president. If you're calling yourself black, you're a retard. So there's no such people as black. Your enemy gave that to you. Your enemy put that covering on you. Why would you be calling yourself after something that your enemy gave you? How are you tracing your family's lineage through being called black? Black has to do with you being in chattel slavery. Are you not supposed to be a great people? Who were you before slavery? You were just a nobody? You were always in captivity under the Caucasian? Okay, cool.
And I didn't comment on race or ethnicity. All I said is DNA does not lie. And she has African American DNA. That does not lie. She is black.
Yeah, there's no such thing. That's two different lineage. Africa and America, right? America, it comes from Amerigo Vespucci, right? Africa, Leo Scipios Africanus, right? That was a Roman general. That was a Caucasian. So you claiming to be African, right? That's actually not. That's a. See, I'm excited. I'm getting too excited. Let me calm down. You black people that are claiming to be African, right? You need to go and do your research about who Leo Scipios Africanus was, right? That was a Caucasian, right? Amerigo Vespucci, right? Go and do your research. You're claiming to be of the lineage of a man, but that is not your true lineage, not your patrilineal lineage.
Don't know what's so hard about that for y'all. Okay, being considered black should not even be a phrase. It doesn't matter if you consider someone black, if I consider someone black, that's not.
See, this white girl is digging into something, but it's even going over her head because it's going over everybody else's head. It says, the comment says, a white person telling black people who should be considered black is wild. No, anyone can tell anyone who they are if they know the history of the people, right? I am not Somalian, but I can tell the Somalians who their lineage goes back to, and they will have to agree with me. If I meet a Somalian, there's Somalians today that don't even know their history, and I'll be like, oh no, you come from the line of Kush. And they'll be like, oh shit, you're right, I do. Because you know who Kush was? Kush was an actual man. I can even go farther than Kush. I can tell them that they go back to Ham, because Ham was the father of Kush, right? That's where you get the name Hermes, right? For you people that wear Hermes, Hermes literally means the father of Kush, right? That's what it means, right? Just like you people that worship Bacchus, right? Bacchus means the father of, I'm sorry, Hermes means the, let's get it. I'm confusing myself. 1 second. Now, this is the patrilineal line of Ham, right? So Ham's sons, first one, Cush, Canaan, Mizraim, Put, right? But the Cushites are the modern day Ethiopians and Somalians. They're the Cushites, okay? They go back to Cush. So when you see the name Hermes, which is son of Ham, who's the son of Ham? Cush. Why is it exemplifying Cush? Because Cush was the father of who? This says Cush's sons were Nimrod, Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Ramah, and Sabtecha, right? But the main son was Nimrod. Why? Because Nimrod became that mighty hunter. So when you see Bacchus, right, or son of Cush, it's talking about Nimrod. All right? Hold on.
DNA does not lie. That was my entire point. It doesn't matter who considers who what race. It's literally DNA. You have it or you don't. Her dad is black. Therefore, she is 50% black. Can't lie about that.
No, she's fully Israelite. She's a full Israelite, right? There's no such thing as black. She's a full Israelite, man. But talking to so-called black people is like talking to the wall. They're not going to listen to you. They don't take in knowledge. They don't reason on a higher level because they don't know who they are. They're lost. They're trying to find themselves, right? Like the scripture says, they go groping at noonday. These are blind people, right? Blind leaders of the blind. All right. So with that, I'm going to end the lesson off there and give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the elders and elder apostles of GMS that rule well and that teach well, and to the brothers on the four corners of the earth doing this work in truth and in sincerity. Shalom. Right? Until next time, Kwam Yasharallah, and a Bad Babal to this wicked, filthy kingdom.